The Ukrainian military is confronting a severe and escalating crisis of desertion and unauthorized absence within its ranks, with reports indicating that approximately 140,000 soldiers have left their positions without permission over the past several months. This mass disappearance represents a catastrophic drain on manpower at a time when Russian forces are applying maximum pressure across the front. The problem is not confined to a single unit or region, but is a widespread phenomenon affecting brigades deployed from the northeastern Kyiv front to the southern Zaporizhia sectors. Military analysts and officials within the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense attribute this trend to a combination of profound exhaustion, a lack of rotation for frontline units, and a growing sense of despair over the material and numerical superiority of the Russian war machine. Many soldiers have been engaged in continuous combat for over a year without any meaningful rest, leading to unsustainable level of physical and psychological fatigue. The scale of the desertion issue is compounded by the formidable force arrayed against them. The Russian military has successfully mobilized, trained, and deployed a combined force numbering around 700,000 personnel in Ukraine, according to assessment from Western intelligence agencies. This massive mobilization effort, which began over a year ago, has finally reached its full operational capacity, allowing Russian commanders to sustain offensive operations on multiple axes simultaneously, while also cycling units out of the front line for rest and replenishment. This numerical advantage is a key factor in the ongoing Russian breakthrough, as they can afford to absorb losses and maintain constant pressure on Ukrainian positions, knowing that fresh troops are available to replace those who are wounded or killed. The sheer size of the Russian army now in theater presents a strategic challenge that Ukraine, with its more limited population base, is struggling to match. In response to the desertion epidemic, the Ukrainian government has been forced to implement a series of drastic measures. Military police and special unit tasked with finding deserters have been given expanded power to detain individuals who have abandoned their posts. Checkpoints on major roads and at train stations now routinely screen military-aged men for their documents, looking for those who are absent without leave. The parliament in Kyiv is also debating legislation that would significantly increase the penalties for desertions in wartime, a move that is controversial and speaks to the desperation of the situation. Furthermore, recruitment efforts have become more aggressive, with mobilization officers issuing draft notice in a broader and more assertive manner, which in turn is fueling public anxiety and resentment. The mass desertions are having a direct and observable impact on Ukraine's defensive capabilities. Brigade commanders are reporting that they are unable to man their defensive lines adequately, leading to larger gaps between units that Russian reconnaissance forces are quick to exploit. This thinning of the ranks forces remaining soldiers to cover more ground, increasing their exposure to danger and accelerating their burnout, which can create a vicious cycle leading to further desertions. The problem is particularly acute in infantry units, which bear the brunt of the close quarters fighting. The shortage of frontline troops means that artillery crews, drone operators, and other specialized personnel are sometimes being pulled from their duties to perform as makeshift infantry, a misuse of valuable training that degrades overall combat effectiveness. The international reaction to this crisis has been one of deep concern. While the new American administration under President Trump has remained largely quiet on the specific issues of desertion, European allies are openly worried about the stability of the Ukrainian defensive effort. NATO officials in Brussels, speaking on background, have indicated that the manpower issue is now considered as critical as the shortage of artillery shells and air defense systems. There is a growing belief within the alliance that providing more equipment will be futile if Ukraine does not have enough trained and willing soldiers operated. This has led to renewed, albeit delicate, discussion with Ukrainian officials about the need for a comprehensive strategy to address troop morale, rotation, and recruitment. The situation presents a grim paradox for Ukrainian leaderships. The measure taken to staunch the flow of desertion, such as harsher penalties and more aggressive mobilization, risk alienating the very public whose support is essential for the war effort. Meanwhile, the Russian military continues to capitalize on its numerical advantage, launching costly but effective human wave attacks in some sectors designed to overwhelm depleted Ukrainian units. The deployment of such a large Russian army signifies a long-term strategy of attrition, aiming to grind down Ukrainian forces through sheer weight of numbers. The coming weeks will be a critical test of whether Ukraine can stabilize its personnel crisis and reorganize its defenses to withstand this unrelenting pressure. That's all for me for today. If you like the video presentation and you would like to follow for more, hit that subscribe and like button now, and we will continue to build this show for you. Thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye for now.